Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this week's options watch list. Before I get into the watch list, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of my video or in my bio section of the social media account. Also, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, looking at the put to call ratio right now, it's at 0.48. It's not extremely low, but it's pretty low. So everyone's on the call side. No one's really looking at puts. Now, as far as the economic calendar for the week, now, let's see. Tomorrow's what, the 18th? I don't see anything on Monday. Tuesday, don't really see anything. Wednesday, we have FOMC at 2 o'clock. There's just the minutes. There's no Powell. Maybe we'll get a little bit of a move. Maybe something will end up happening. I don't know. The market's is depending very much on a rate cut, which we are not going to get. I mean, I don't know. I don't think we're going to get one at all this year. But the market's gone up since 420 back a year and a half ago, or almost 2 years ago. What year was that? That was 2023, almost 2 years ago, on the hopes we were going to get 7 rate cuts in 1 year. Remember that? 7 rate cuts in 1 year, and we didn't get any until September before the elections, which was politically motivated, and we haven't had one since. And inflation's gone down. The so-called data has been pretty good, except for lately that consumer sentiment and retail hasn't been that good, and some inflation numbers have been kind of like hit or miss. But yeah, the market went 220 points, 220 plus points on 7 rate cuts and the AI craze, but on hopium. But we're going to get a rate cut, and we've only gotten 1 in 2 years. But yeah, the market ran so much just on the fact that we were going to get 7 in 1 year. The market just loves to run on hope and doesn't run on reality. So who knows if FOMC, if something is going to happen, but we'll see. Hopefully it does. I really do like the FOMCs without Powell, because SPX is very cheap. You can get it right at the money for probably around $4 to $5 at most, and small moves, 50 cents or $1, those will double very, very easily. So I do like the non-Powell FOMC days, so I'm looking forward to that. We'll see what happens. Thursday, unemployment claims, flash manufacturing services PMI. On Thursday and Friday, we got Powell speaking at Friday at 10 a.m. This is the Jackson Hole thing that he speaks at every once in a while. So yeah, Powell is going to be there. It could be spicy. I mean, he could mention something about rate cuts. He could mention something about not rate cutting. He could maybe say something about Trump. I doubt it, because he avoids that topic. But he could say something about maybe quitting. I don't know. I don't think he's going to quit. But I think Powell's going to end up getting fired before he gets quit. But anyways, enough of that. I'm not really liking much this week. I mean, I don't really like much at all. SPY, I mean, we're close to 650. I mean, I'm not going to be surprised if we pop to 650, then maybe drop. It's just crazy how far we've gone. RSI on the weekly is still below 65. We get a bearish divergence going on the daily. RSI was 76 over here. Now it's dropped, giving it a bearish divergence. But I mean, divergences can last for a very, very long time. I mean, look at the weekly divergence on SPY as it's going up. It lasted from middle of July to February, so it lasted 6 months before it actually had a meaningful drop. And this was the tariff stuff. So I mean, divergences can go on forever. If you remember Baidu and Roku, they went on for weeks and weeks and months, and they finally dropped. And I felt like that I was making pointing that out for weeks, making myself look like a broken record, and then it just finally dumped. So yeah, we'll see if we get over the 646 for push to 650. If we don't, we'll watch it under 642 for push to 640. We've got tons of gaps to fill on the way down. 640, 635. We got a gap right here at 633, 630. Gap right here at 625. I mean, we got gaps like crazy. Gap down here at 600. I mean, it seems like just to get SPY to have a red day, you need to have something massive happen, because you just can't seem to get a red day. Or if it starts off red, it rebounds or rebounds the next day. We can't seem to have any drop, except this was the last one, so it got quickly rebounded. So tons of gaps, like I said, to fill. Down here at 601, we got one down here at 572, one down here at 530. I mean, to fill the gaps at 572 and 530, I feel like you need to have a nuclear war or something just to get it to drop that much. Powell getting fired could send the market crazy, because I remember when they appointed Powell as the Fed chair, the market crashed and flash crashed, and I remember that very vividly. So we could have a massive drop if something happens with Powell, but I don't think anything's going to really happen. But never ever say never. Now VIX is getting pretty low. The lower it gets, I would like to see it under like 14 or 13 by FOMC, because that will make it me think that we're gonna drop on FOMC. So but right now it's right at 15. It's got a temporary floor on the weekly this year at 15, but it can get down to 13, and it can really get under 12. So 12 would really pique my interest if VIX got under 12. So we'll have to see if that actually does happen. Like I said, I'm not really looking at too much this week. Don't really like anything. I mean, nothing really looks good. Everything looks very, very extended. Amazon, we're starting to get into fall, starting to get into the Christmas season. People are going to start going Christmas shopping, back to school shopping soon. I mean, most people have already done the back to school shopping, but people like to wait to the last minute. So I would watch Amazon over 230, 250 for pushing 235, 240. And we get over up to 240, we could see new all-time high to push to 250 on Amazon. So definitely keep an eye on Amazon, especially this time of year. Microsoft, I mean, it just had a really great, crazy run. I mean, from 340 to 555 in a few months. That's just crazy. But, you know, RSI on the weekly is 73. It's dropping a little bit on the daily. It was very, very high. I mean, look at this. Look at this. RSI has been way above 70 since the gap up, so which was back in May. So, but I would watch it. If it gets underneath 518, we could see a pretty good drop on Microsoft. Might fill the gap down to 513 to 510. Yes, 518. That's a $5 drop. 510. It gets to 510, we probably could see 500, which is going to be a huge, big round number. It probably likely bounce right there. But if we end up getting below 500, I mean, basically every $10, 490, 480, 470, 460, and so on and so forth. So, BA, another one. I just sound like DJ Khaled. Another one. You know, it looks like it wants to get over the 240 area, but it already filled the gap. Boeing is just, I don't know. Maybe Boeing's finally coming to life, but I don't know. We got Air Canada on strike. Boeing hasn't had any really significant news lately, but I would not eat. Well, you could look at it with 240, but I wouldn't. I'd be more looking at it underneath 220 for a pullback down to 200 and get back into that weekly range of 190. But who knows? I mean, I really don't even like Boeing that much. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of iffy about it. Roku, I was looking at that. I don't have it on the watch list on my piece of paper, but I was just thinking, every time Roku starts to get any momentum, it gets clobbered on. See, this is what I was talking about, the divergence over here. And it just finally dumped, but let's back it up to right here. I mean, it's been getting to 100 and dumping. So, I mean, if you want to take a small scalp trade, if it gets over 94, 95, maybe push to 100. But, I mean, it gets to 100, it gets slammed. I mean, it can get to 105, but when it gets to 100, it usually gets slapped on. So, maybe put an alert at 100, 105, somewhere in that range, and Roku touches it, maybe start looking short. I don't know. We'll have to see what Roku does. I don't really like Roku, but that's going to do for the watch list. I really don't like too much this week. I mean, we'll just have to see what the week brings and take it day by day, what goes on during pre-market. So that's why you need to be in the room, and thanks for watching.